Oh, the myths of secondhand shopping. You've probably heard them, right?
It's gross, it's ugly, it's hard to find anything good.
Well, today we are debunking those myths to get you started on your secondhand journey right now. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Spilling the Sustainability, where we talk about how to lead more sustainable lives without losing ourselves in the process. And I can't wait to debunk these myths with you, especially the last one, since I think that one's kind of controversial. Alright, so myth number 1, secondhand shopping is gross. A lot of people seem to think that secondhand is dirty, unhygienic, or just gross. Either it's physically gross or it has someone else's energy on it. But let's be real, most secondhand pieces are washed, sorted, and handled a lot more carefully than fast fashion items. And even if they aren't, you can just wash them yourself. We try on clothes in stores that hundreds of people have touched before us. We sleep in hotel beds. We sit on public transport seats. But somehow a washed sweater from a thrift store is where you draw the line. To me, that's just a mental block, not reality. And I get that people can have different reasons for feeling this way. For instance, I know a person who suffers from an anxiety disorder and has a lot of issues with hygiene because of that. But obviously, that's not what I'm talking about here. So on to myth number 2, which is that it's hard to find good items or even stores when you're shopping secondhand. And yes, it's true that thrifting takes more time than just clicking add to cart. But that is exactly why you should be thrifting instead. And sure, you can't always walk in and find exactly what you're looking for in terms of color and size or material, but that's kind of the point. Secondhand isn't about instant gratification. It's about learning how to search, be patient, and slowly build a wardrobe that you love over time. And once you get to know your local stores, your favorite online platforms, thrifting becomes so much easier. And I also think that finding that item that you've been looking for a while is way more satisfying than just walking into a store and getting what you wanted right away. Because I feel like in most of those cases, I tend to forget about that purchase like 2 seconds later. Whereas if it's something that I know that I've been wanting for a long time and then finally buy it, it's a piece that I will love and care for. And I'll be transparent about the fact that I haven't been in a situation where I have to buy clothes for someone else rather than myself. So I haven't been in a situation where I for example, have to buy a new jacket for my child because they quickly outgrew their old one. But I want to think that with a bit of planning, you could buy most of your clothes at the thrift store, even if it's on short notice sometimes. So if you're a parent watching this, please let me know in the comments how you feel about thrifting. And if you think topics like these are interesting, then you should definitely hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos like this. Alright, so moving on to myth number 3, which is that it's impossible to be stylish or trendy while you're shopping secondhand. I feel like some people still think that shopping secondhand means that you're only wearing outdated, boring, or old lady style clothes. And just for the record, people who dress in a really, really vintage old lady type of way are some of the coolest people I know. And I feel like overall, the coolest outfits that I see, both in the real world and on social media, are thrifted. And trends always come back. We have the Y2K trend, we have the 90s, the 70s, minimalism or maximalism. Whatever style you do have or aspire to have, it's all already out there in the thrift stores. The items are literally just sitting in the stores waiting for you to find them. So instead of looking like everyone else who got the same viral piece, you get to find something that's unique. Something that's personal and that actually reflects your style, and not just what's trendy at the moment. I feel like secondhand actually doesn't limit your creativity at all, it forces you to use it. So if you feel like you don't really know where to start when you're entering a secondhand store as opposed to a fast fashion store where everything's already curated for you, I think you might want to start with exploring your actual sense of style. And I feel like that also would be a good topic for a future video, so let me know if you think that I should do a video on that. Alright, so now we're getting into the last myth, and like I said, it's a little bit controversial. And that is myth number 4, you can overconsume secondhand. So from a financial standpoint, yes, you can absolutely overconsume secondhand. And I've been on the verge of this myself, especially in the beginning of my secondhand journey where I was just so excited about how cheap everything was. But from an environmental standpoint, there really is no overconsumption of secondhand. Because the secondhand market doesn't operate in the same way as the fast fashion market does, at all. Secondhand does not and cannot create more stock because there is an increase in demand. The stock is still the same nonetheless. And right now, most secondhand stores have a lot of stock. And you want to know why? Because we keep buying new things that we don't really need. and end up donating them to secondhand stores that already have more items on hand than they could ever sell. So there is no overconsumption of secondhand in my opinion, and I feel like it's weird to shame people for buying a lot of secondhand when that's not really the problem at all. If anything, we should be buying more secondhand to decrease the demand of newly produced items, and in that way the stock of secondhand stores would also naturally go down. But let me know in the comments if you disagree. I feel like that was actually a lot for what was supposed to be a very chill video about sustainability. But I hope you enjoyed today's topic, and if you're still on the verge of quitting fast fashion, then you should definitely watch this video next, where I talk about what made me finally decide to quit fast fashion for good. And maybe my journey can inspire you as well. But that's all I have for you today, and remember, being sustainable is all about living in a way that's kind to yourself, the people around you, and the planet. Take care, and I'll see you soon.